All right. Welcome to not a new segment, but something different for you guys today. We're doing songs you did not know were cover songs, and let's just jump right into it. First, here is Elvis Presley's Hound Dog.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, you're crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they say
Originally released in 1956 from RCA Records, that was Elvis Presley, one of his biggest hits, but I bet you did not know that was a cover. Now, Elvis was known to record a lot of other people's songs, and then people just insinuate that it's his song. It's crazy because, like Hound Dog, it was originally done in 1952 from Big Mama Thornton. And here's that.
you ain't nothing but a hound dog, been snooping on my door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, been snooping on my door.
And that Big Mama Thornton song, that's not a bad version at all, but we all know the Elvis Presley version the best. Next up on the list, we all know this genuine old timey hit from Aretha Franklin.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect when you come home. Just a little bit, hey, baby, just a little bit. Just a little bit, mister, just a little bit.
And the crazy thing about that is also a cover, hence the name Cover Songs You Didn't Know Were Covers, was originally done by Otis Redding. That's crazy. I'm not the biggest Otis Redding fan, but I am an Otis Redding fan. And so for me to learn, and I learned this a while, like a long time ago, well, not a long time ago, but a while ago, that Otis Redding did respect, and I just had assumed that he had covered it from Aretha, but it was actually the other way around. So here's a little bit of Otis Redding's respect.
What you want, honey, you got it. And what you need, baby, you got it. All I'm asking for a little respect when I come home. Hey, now, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, now, do me wrong, honey, if you want it.
Next on the list is probably one of the biggest George Strait songs in the history of George Strait songs. One of his first songs to ever been released. Here is Amarillo by Morning.
Amarillo by morning, up from San Antone. Everything that I got is just what I've got on. When that sun is high in that Texas sky, I'll be bucking at the county fair. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo, I'll be there.
I mean, that right there is pure classic George Strait. I mean, that's the George Strait that, that comes on and you automatically jam to it from the 80s. It is absolutely phenomenal when it comes to a George Strait song. Amarillo by Morning is fantastic. But I did not know this was a cover, and I hope you guys didn't know either, because if you see it, this is just a waste of time listening to it. But Terry Safford recorded this back in the 1970s. And so here is Terry Safford's version of Amarillo by Morning.
Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. Everything that I got is just what I've got on. But when the sun is high in the Texas sky, I'll be bucking in the county fair. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo, I'll be there.
I love it kind of slowed down a little bit. Well, George Strait kind of, it was still a slow song when George Strait did it, but they just kind of, Terry Safford had it really slowed down, and what George Strait did, they just kind of upped it just a tad, but keeping it still very, very, very traditional, but still very upbeat to make it a country radio. Now, this next song is something I had no clue that was even close to being a cover song, and it's one of my favorite Alan Jackson songs. And it's one that you want to hear whenever it plays on the radio. You want to hear it at concert. And it's just, it's crazy. Because Alan Jackson is one of those that I grew up listening to, because he was kind of, I was born in 98. And so really, I did not know the original Alan Jackson. It was Drive. That was really the first that I learned about Alan Jackson. And then Mom was like, yeah, well, yada, yada. I was 5, 6 listening to, 80s and 90s country, because that's the music my parents loved. And that's the music that, I grew up on, because obviously you're listening to their music that they're listening to. And so Little Bitty is the song I'm going to play now. I did not know this was a cover song, and the cover song is actually better than the original. And so here is Little Bitty.
Have a little love on a little honeymoon. You got a little dish and you got a little spoon. A little bitty house and a little bitty yard. A little bitty dog and a little bitty car. But it's alright to be a little bitty in a little hometown or a big old city. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while.
And so Tom T. Hall actually wrote the song and released it years before Alan Jackson did. And so I'm going to play right now Tom T. Hall's version of Little Bitty. Here it is, right here.
You have a little love on a little honeymoon. You got a little dish and you got a little spoon. Little bitty house and a little bitty yard. A little bitty dog and a little bitty car. It's alright to be a little bitty in a little hometown or a big old city. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while.
See, that's not a bad version, but I honestly, the Alan Jackson's version is just way better, and it is it's just the jam. Okay, let's be honest. And I love hearing that about music, that stuff you just don't know. And so here's one that I knew, but I don't think a lot of people knew, and it's Blake Shelton's "Oh Red."
Well, I caught my wife with another man, and it cost me 99. On a prison farm in Georgia, close to the Florida line. Well, I've been here for 2 long years. I finally made the warden my friend. Got a nose that can smell a 2-day trail. He's a 4-legged tracking machine.
So There's Blake Shelton's Old Red, and that was at one point when I was younger my favorite song of all time. And it's crazy because to listen to that song now, and I remember when Blake Shelton did Austin a couple of months ago at the awards, the Country Music Awards, and to know that Blake Shelton, I was a fan of Blake Shelton long before, he was giant, and I had his very first album when it came out. I own every Blake Shelton album on CD, and the ones that are on vinyl, I own on vinyl. It's safe to say that Blake Shelton, right? And maybe this is bad of me saying, but maybe Blake Shelton is before Garth Brooks in my book, just because I didn't really grow up with Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks was retired the time I started listening to the radio, daily, and kind of Blake Shelton come in and took that spot, in my opinion, for me, just me personally. And so me and my brother share the bond of Blake Shelton being our favorite country singer. And so it's weird to know that Blake Shelton, one of his biggest songs, the song he closes with, is Oh Red, but it's crazy. But yeah, here's George Jones's version of the original Oh Red right here.
Caught my wife with another man. Now I'm doing 99.
Okay, see, that was weird. It says, I caught my wife with another man. Now I'm doing 99. They kind of changed it up a little bit for the Blake Shelton. I love that. Let's start breaking them down right now. That's kind of cool. Here we go.
At a prison down in Georgia, close to the Florida line. I've been here for 12 long years.
See, I love that. I love how that's different. I've been here for 2 long years. It's kind of cool.
Then I finally made the warden my friend. So he sentenced me to a life of ease, taking care of old Red. I've been here, ain't nobody got past Red. Hear the warden say, come on somebody, why don't you run? Old Red's itching to have a little fun. Get my lantern, get my gun, Red'll have you treat for the morning come.
That is awesome, dude. That is cool. You heard the trumpets come in, so Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire is next. And I think I knew this because I didn't know somebody else covered it. I know he did not write it. I knew that June Carter wrote it, and it's kind of weird to hear her sister Anita sing it. But before we get to Anita Carter singing it, here is Ring of Fire from the original that everybody knows, Johnny Cash.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire.
Okay, there is the Johnny Cash version. Let's listen to Anita Carter's version, the one before Johnny Cash recorded it. This one was released in 1963, and Johnny Cash's was released in 1963. So it was just a few months behind. And so here is Anita Carter's version. Let's see how different Anita Carter's version is than from Johnny Cash.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bringing hurt to the heart desire. I fell in the ring of fire.
I am so glad Johnny Cash redid that. I do not like that at all. I don't like that at all. That's bad. Oh God, that's bad. Next on the list is a very, very, very surprising to me. Because this is easily Rascal Flatts' biggest song, period. And it's a freaking cover. And I did not know that. So here is this. I'm not going to spoil it.
I can take the rain on the roof of this empty house. That don't bother me. I can take a few tears now and then and just let them out. I'm not afraid to cry every once in a while, even though going on with you gone still upsets me. There are days every now and again I pretend I'm okay, but that's not what gets me. What hurts the most was being so close and having so much to say and watching you walk away.
Okay, that's Rascal Flatts' What Hurts the Most. This was done. Theirs was in 2006, I believe. Let me see. No, 2011. Wow. Okay, so this was okay. Cool. This version right here was the original version from 2003 from Mark Wills, and it's the same What Hurts the Most. Here's this. Let's hear the difference.
I can take the rain on the roof of this empty house. That don't bother me. I can take a few tears now and then and just let them out. But I'm not afraid to cry every once in a while, even though going on with you still upsets me. There are days every now and again I pretend I'm okay, but that's not what gets me. What hurts the most was being so close and having so much to say and watching you walk away and never knowing what could have been and not seeing that loving you is what I was trying to do.
Dude, that's actually really, really good. I'm not gonna lie, because Mark Wills, back in the day, Mark Wills had that song that went, "It was 1970 something in a world that I grew up in," and it's I did not, and he's kind of a one-hit wonder. Well, he had that "I Do Cherish You." He had a couple of songs, but nothing that would blow your socks off. And to hear that is absolutely insane, because it really just shocks me. Like, you guys think, oh, he's just faking, he's heard these before. I have heard these before, but it still amazes me and shocks me because I was doing research on these. But let's go to the biggest, probably one of the biggest songs of the 90s and a one-hit wonder for this guy, "Achy Breaky Heart" from Billy Ray Cyrus.
You can tell the world you never was my girl. You can burn my clothes when I'm gone. Oh, you can tell your friends just what a fool I've been and laugh and joke about me on the phone. You can tell my arms go back into the phone. You can tell
So years before, in 1991, so a couple of years before, the Marcy Brothers released this song as a totally different title, Don't Tell My Heart. So here is that. Let's hear the difference between Billy Ray Cyrus's Achy Breaky Heart and the Marcy Brothers' original Don't Tell My Heart.
Yeah. This song about love. Now you can tell the world it never was my girl. You can burn my clothes up when I'm gone. And you can tell your friends just what a fool I've been. And laugh and joke about me on the phone. You can tell my arms go back to the fall.
I think I enjoy the original version better than Billy Ray Cyrus's. I'm not just saying that, but I think this is a better version. Let's listen and hear the difference.
You can tell my feet to hit the floor. Oh, you can tell my lips to tell my fingertips. They won't be reaching out for you no more. But don't tell my heart, my achy breaking heart. I just don't.
Aching breaking heart, not achy breaky heart. Aching breaking heart. That's cool. Here we go.
Don't think you'd understand. Cause if you tell my heart, my achy breaking heart, he might blow up and kill this man.
And they don't even go a woo. Oh man, that's cool. That's really, really cool. Now on the list is the second to last one, and it's Reba from The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. Here we go. Let's hear just a little bit of this.
And have him a drink before he went home to her. Andy Wolo said hello. He said hi, what's doing? Whoa, said sit down. I got some bad news that's gonna hurt. Said I'm your best friend and you know that's right. But your young bride ain't home tonight since you've been gone. That's the night that they hung an innocent man. But don't trust your soul to no backwoods southern lawyer. Cause the judge in the town's got bloodstains on his hand.
Wow. And that song didn't even go number one for Reba. That's crazy. Is absolutely the jam. And then you realize at the very end of the song that his sister is the one that killed her because his sister knew she was screwing around. That's crazy. That song is a cover from Vicki Lawrence, Mama's House. Here is this. Let's hear the difference in it.
Been 2 weeks gone and he thought he'd stop at Webb's and have him a drink before he went home to her. Andy Wolo said hello and he said hi, what's doing? Whoa, said sit down, I got some bad news, it's gonna hurt. Said I'm your best friend and you're not.
I don't like this version at all. I don't like Vicki Lawrence's version at all. I'm sorry. This is rough. Well, let's see if we can get to the chorus.
That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. That's the night that they hung an innocent man. Well, don't trust your soul to no backwoods southern lawyer. Cause the judge in the town's got bloodstains on his hands.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I'm just gonna exit off of YouTube for that. I don't like that one at all. Nope. No, thank you. No, thank you. And probably lastly, this is probably the biggest cover song, one of the biggest cover songs of all time. And I'm doing this one specifically because this is probably the most famous one, and it's Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah. A lot of people know the original from Leonard Cohen, but I'm going to play both of them here. Was there many people that know? So here is Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah. Clocking in at an enormous 6.5 minutes.
Baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
And for Leonard Cohen's version, for those who haven't known, is very, very different than Jeff Buckley's, or Jeff Buckley's is very different than Leonard Cohen's. But here is Leonard Cohen's.
The minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah.
Man, those two, I don't think you will be able to pick a favorite in that category. Those are just so very differently, but so very good at the same time. And what's crazy about that is Jeff Buckley, not long after that song became a big hit for him, he died. He drowned in a swimming pool, which is crazy in itself for that. But hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see my new artwork I got. I got some studio records hanging up. I got Nirvana, Kiss, Aerosmith, Lionel Richie at the top. You can't really see those. This is Continuum from John Mayer, and then No Fences from Garth Brooks. Some of my favorite. Well, this Kiss one right here is not my favorite, because my favorite Kiss album is what is this song? Destroyer. That's the album from Kiss, Destroyer. That's probably not my favorite because I couldn't remember it. But I don't want the reissues that they got, like, because some a lot of my albums I can get at Walmart or Target or the For Your Entertainment FYE place and Books a Million Bar, places like that. But for Kiss and Aerosmith, this is the Lionel Richie and the Aerosmith. Those are original releases. If you look at this Aerosmith Toys in the Attic one, you can see just the wear. You can see the indentation of where the record was right here. It's very fragile. Like I had to take the record out of the cover slip, because the cover slip has a big, just go straight through, and so it's crazy. The Lionel Richie though is in very good condition to be an original art piece. So the Kiss World right here, I just got this. I think one of my friends got it for me for Christmas, something like that, and so I do have the original Kiss Rock and Roll Over on vinyl, but the other ones like Love Gun and Destroyer and the original. Now I did find the original Kiss album, the very first debut album of Kiss, and those are hard to come by, and so they're very expensive. And so if I have to, I'll just have to get the remastered, re-release versions. I don't want to, but I may have to if I want them that bad, because you can't really find them anywhere. Like, I will go to flea markets and thrift stores and I usually just go just to look through the vinyls, because that's where, I felt this Aerosmith Toys in the Attic, and you can talk them down because they want to sell them. They have so many of them, as well as a Lionel Richie I got from there. I got that one, and I also got Can't Slow Down from Lionel Richie as well over there in my record stack. And so, yeah. That's all. I just wanted to come on here a little differently and talk about cover songs that you didn't know were covers. And I don't know if I'm going to put this up as an extra episode on a Wednesday, or if this is actually going to be a podcast episode. I'm not really sure, but we'll figure that out. And you guys will figure that out as well as once it's released. So appreciate you guys listening in as always, and enjoy Frown Less.